Jimmy, 5-3 down after a pretty tough day. How would you summarise the position you find yourself in now?
I'd summarise our position, and we've still got a great shot at winning. You know, I mean, today we came in all square. You know, I thought we did a few things quite well. We got off the line well. We got the first cross twice. And there was a few things in the first race we would have, liked to have done a bit different. The second race, I mean, look, it was just one of those races where both boats had, some tough moments, and we saw huge lead changes. I mean, just minutes ahead, one and then the other. So it was just a bit of a dynamic situation. And look, we'll still go through that race and try and learn as much as we can, because tomorrow is actually looking quite light.
Just give us an overview, really, without the detail, really, of your 5-3 down. Tomorrow could potentially be the last day in this Cup. It's quite a moment.
Yeah, I mean, the overview is we're in this. We can win races. All we need to focus on tomorrow is going out and winning the first one, and then we'll take it from there.
It's been a difficult day. I mean, Jimmy, we know that you've got a fast boat. We've seen you deliver the impossible before, but how confident are you that this team has what it takes to bounce back?
I'm confident this team can do it. I mean, we've come through the round robin series the hard way. I mean, everyone pretty much wrote us off on the Prada Cup and came through, and we only dropped one race from the semis on. Everyone was talking up the Kiwis, talking about a whitewash, and, it was going to be 7-0. So, yeah, if you ask a whole lot of people out here, they may have a different answer to me, but my answer is I take confidence in my teammates. Everyone at Team Luna Rossa believes we can win this, and we'll certainly be going out tomorrow with the gloves off and ready to fight.
Just give us a feeling, really, of the mood in the camp and how much the belief is still there.
Oh, the mood's upbeat. There's no one with their heads down, walking around. Everyone is just kind of just hungry and enthusiastic, and they just want to fight. They just want to get out there tomorrow and get a win on the board and bounce back. And we've shown we can do that, and I've got no doubt we can do it.
Pete, a real roller coaster of a day, but I think it was the first time that we've seen you smile in this series. How much confidence has today given the team?
Yeah, I think, today was a pretty tricky day. We felt like we kind of executed our plan pretty well in the starts, but didn't quite swing our way in the final details. But I think they were close enough that it really meant that the race wasn't over. So to be able to fight back and get a pass in that first one. And then in the second one, obviously, it was very close, and we fell off our foils and gave them a huge jump, and we were just trying to get back foiling again and give ourselves an opportunity if they made a mistake. And we were definitely, pretty lucky that they made a mistake in that last one, but, you take what you can get in these kind of events.
It felt like today it was all really starting to come together. I mean, even in the toughest moments. Pete, I mean, how much does it feel like that from the inside, that you now have momentum?
Well, we feel like we're learning and improving the whole time. Whether we win or lose the race, we feel like every race we come out with, 5 or 6 things that are massive learnings from the race. We've got an amazing group in there that's going over every inch of our boat, looking for little details to improve it, every inch of how we're sailing it, the amount of data that comes off the boat every day you sail. It's pretty easy to see where you've made little mistakes and where you can improve and where you can get better. And we're definitely far from the pointy end of where these boats will get. So we're just really concentrating on keeping our learning curve as steep as we can. And we know we've got to win the last race to win the America's Cup, and that's what we're here to do.
I said this morning at the beginning of the broadcast that you were a team of steely focus. How would you describe the mentality of the team? Give us an insight into the culture and what everyone's feeling at this moment.
Well, I think there's definitely a lot of excitement, but mainly just because, look at the opportunity we've got. It's amazing to be actually racing on home waters, in front of amazing fans and some pretty amazing boats. But for us, it's really just taking, one step at a time, trying to improve as quickly as we can. We know Luna Rossa has been sailing really well, so we've got to sail well ourselves to try and win more races.
Francesco, you mentioned just now in the press conference that the boat was not at 100% in that first race, that you will be faster tomorrow. What problems have you been experiencing?
Not so much problems. I think we could have had a smaller jib probably on the first race. I think that the decision at that moment was correct. When we sailed on the start and on the first upwind, I think the jib was the correct one. We were right in between the crossover. But the rest of the race was a little windier, and maybe we can improve there. And there are many things, many areas where I'm sure the coaches are going to tell us, oh, you can gain a couple of percentages and on your VMG, and like every day we are improving. So I think there's still a positive vibe in the team, and we have to use it.
Just summarise for me how tough a day it was for you and the team.
Well, it was a tough day for sure. To digest, especially the second race, is hard. But there is no time to think about what happened score-wise. We have to look at the mistakes. We just have to look deep into the mistakes we did and try to improve for the next day. There is really no time for anything else.
The Kiwis are now in a position that they could finish this off in a day. I mean, how much do you believe that Luna Rossa is still in the game?
I believe it a lot. I'm 100% sure that we are still in the game. If there is one thing I learned from Jimmy Spitil is fight until the end, and I learned that, and definitely I don't need to teach him.
Talk to me about your team, the whole team, and how it's responding to this, critical time.
I tell you, it was a fantastic atmosphere in the team, in the shed when we came back. Everybody had the fire in the eyes, and we don't have to change anything of what we have been doing on the debriefing and the learning. I think so far this team has been working very well, and we have to keep doing the same.
The Kiwis, shocked the world in that first race with their impressive pace. How catchable do you believe the Kiwi team is?
They are catchable. Otherwise we couldn't win any race. I think we have the possibility to beat them. We proved it. We could have easily won the second race. We made a couple of basic mistakes on that tack, and I think they are beatable, and we will prove it.
You've been racing at this level a long time. Just for you personally, Francesco, how tough a day is this, and how big a moment is it going forward?
Well, it's definitely not the best day of my life, but it's fine. I have a great team behind me, and they're all pushing on the same direction. So I could not be any happier, really.
Blair, congratulations today. It was an epic watch, never mind a sail. Put into context how important today's results are for the team.
Yeah, thank you very much. We're really proud with the performance and the results especially. It was a big day for us, and especially the second race, the way it developed and the breeze dropped so much more than what we had sort of as we pulled up the jib. We knew it was going to be a big one, and we sailed nicely in the first beat, given where we were off the start. We were right in there at the top mark, started making gains, and then obviously there was that critical error we made there. But you bounce back, and you always know if you fall off, there might be a chance that they do, and they did it, and we didn't sort of look back.
In race two, at one point, you were 2 kilometres behind the opponent. You stuck in there. It would have been pretty easy to start thinking it was done and turning your attention towards the next day. What is it about this team that converted that into a victory?
Well, we never give up. You always just got to play what's in front of you and do the best you can. So when we fell off the foils, we were obviously gutted, but quickly you just concentrate on what you got ahead, looking for the pressure to take back off in, and we did that, and then just tried to get around the racetrack as quick as we can. Once we got ahead again, then we're sort of a little bit more into I guess just making sure we stay on the foils at that stage. So you'll see our tracks are a little bit wider than what they might normally be, but we're sort of, just trying to give ourselves the best opportunity we could in the manoeuvres, and we're comfortable with how the boat's going and those stuff. We put a lot of work into it to keep the boat sort of going through the manoeuvres and the real bottom end, and I think we proved that the boat's going well on that stuff.
We saw more emotion at the end of race 2 than we've ever seen before coming off your boat. I mean, how big a relief was it to break the deadlock? Describe the emotion on board and how important it was to do that. Yeah,
it was an absolute huge moment. I think, we've still got 2 to go, but to turn that around like we did was massive for the team. I think some of the emotion from the grinding boys might have been just how tired they were. That was a big one for them, the deepest they've gone for sure. So it takes a huge effort to get the boat around the racetrack like that, and really proud of the whole group. But pretty quickly we come back in here and regroup and try and learn as much as we can, and sort of look forward to tomorrow and the next 2 races in front of us.